Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
On this one.
Hey everybody! Welcome to the Redacted No More. On our left we have Chaosking. Say hi. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, on below we have Rogue the Old Man Fabanap. Say hi.
I'm not that old. Okay.
Okay, and that's it. So today we are going to discuss a movie.
Who are you?
I'm
Who are
just a
who
figment
are
of
you?
imagination. Let's leave it at that.
Oh,
You don't have
you're
to
the
worry
anime
about me.
drinking ramen
Coffee,
guy.
coffee,
Okay, you're the
coffee.
anime
It's a
ramen.
coffee.
Icon.
He's drinking coffee.
Because
Yes,
you're small and you don't exist.
yeah, okay. So, I'm Ash. Let's leave it at that. Nothing more to add. Nothing less to add. So today we are going to discuss a
You ready?
movie that you have probably seen. And the movie is called Notebook. So, let's
I
start
love
with
the
it.
Notebook.
Uh,
I love the Notebook. Oh my god.
I hated this
It's
movie.
like it's.
It's like it's meant for
What you
girls.
say?
It's like it's meant for girls.
You heard me. I fucking hated this movie.
It has nothing to do with the girl at all. The entire premise is around the boy.
Two selfish people
Quinn.
who keep
What was
ruining
his
other
name?
people's
Fucking-
life.
What was his name? Oh, selfish.
Yeah.
Which one was selfish?
Both of them, they were dumb fucks.
Both of them.
The mom was selfish.
How?
The two kids.
The mom isn't one. You said two. You said two selfish people ruining each other's life. So the mom and who?
The girl.
So the mom and the girl. What about the guy?
Guy.
He
I mean, he
was
didn't do
selfish
that much.
too, dude.
Yeah, but
No.
he didn't
He
do.
said
I
two.
mean,
He said two selfish people.
yeah.
So
I mean,
which one is
guy
selfish?
was not that selfish because he tried for fucking every.
Oh no, yes he was.
Hey,
Ash.
just because you try doesn't mean you're not selfish. You saw what he did to
Yes
the.
he was.
Let's go through the summary, then we'll get to this.
Yeah.
Take it away, Ash. What happened?
That's all. First, we start off with an old guy telling an old lady a story, and you can probably guess it's going to be the main couple. And then we go back into the past. So, first we start off with the old couple. The old guy is telling the old lady a story, and you can already guess the story is about the main couple, and these two people are the same. And then
I didn't
we
know
go-
that, honestly. I like when I first heard it, I just thought it was like a random story. Like they didn't set it up at all. Like he just, hey, this man's gonna read you a story. I was like, hey, that happens sometimes. Like when you're at just sitting places,
Oh,
people
good.
walk up. Yeah,
Can I say my first note because it relates to this
go
part?
ahead, go ahead.
My first note starts with this part and it says it starts with somehow I met your mother 51st date bullshit, which is literally what it
50,
is.
51st date, yeah. But this came out first. But 51st date, yeah. I thought that too while I was watching it. How I Met Your Mother, I've never watched it, so I don't know.
The show
But
that
I got
was
the
crap.
51st date.
That was crap show.
It was
Okay.
a crap show, just like the scrappy movie. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so then they go straight back into the past, and here comes.
Well, it's a story. We don't know the past yet.
It is
Yeah.
the
Well,
past. It's pretty obvious.
It is
you can
the
tell by the
past,
clothes
yeah,
and the
obviously.
time frame.
What is this, Samurai Jack? Look,
It is.
we didn't even
That's
know.
another thing they ripped off. Yeah.
This
They
came
ripped
out
off Samurai
before
Jack.
Samurai Jack. This came out before
Doesn't
Samurai
matter,
Jack.
they
It came
ripped
out
it off.
before 51st Dates. Adam Sandler has a career of when popular movies come out, he makes the same kind of movie, but a comedy version. He's done it many times.
It's a better version, honestly.
Okay, so the story begins.
In the past, when our main guy, like the Ferris wheel is running, and here comes the main guy.
That imagine
Sitting in it.
walking up to a girl and be like, "Hey, I want to go out with you," and she's like, "No," and then you just keep going and asking her. You literally hop on a Ferris wheel and ask her.
And then
No,
she
no.
says you only two
Look-
people can say, and then you climb onto the fucking Ferris wheel and you are just hanging there,
This
and you
is
are
what
like,
I'm
"Hey,
saying.
I threaten
she
you.
still
I
says
threaten
no.
you.
What I mean, this is where the separation starts. Okay, right from the first scene, she was on a date already with another guy.
With an
The
old
guy
man.
gave a fuck.
With an
No,
old
he
man.
didn't care. He was
Hey.
like, "I'm gonna get her anyway."
What's your man?
That's the
What's your man got
that's the
to do
first
with
thing that
me?
They ruined their life. That
What's-
guy on the
what?
Ferris wheel.
He didn't fight for her. Look, when he was hanging off the Ferris wheel, one arm, and she said yes, he was like, "Wait, what?" He didn't even go like, "Hey, no, you ain't doing that," and like push the guy. No, he was
should
like,
have tickled him. He should have tickled him and like, "Chiku," and then he would have fallen, dude, and that's the end of
Hey,
the movie.
you
And I
know,
would have
he-
been spent 2 hours of this bullshit.
and he knew not to pull the guy's underwear down because he was like, "Oh, I can tell this guy hung like a fucking horse."
She takes his pants down like 4 times in the movie, and she never gives him a blowjob. What an
Hey.
inconsiderate girlfriend, dude.
Hey,
She doesn't love him.
look, that they never even had never even made love till they were like in their mid-20s. Okay, calm down.
And they're like fucking sexy.
So yeah,
Yeah,
he gets
yeah.
he gets on the Ferris wheel. Go on, Ash.
Yeah, and then he's hanging up there, and then he said, "Oh, if you don't date me, I'm gonna just leave this." And she's like, "No, no, no, no. Okay, I'll date you. Say it again. I'll date you. You don't want to. You don't want to date me. You're just saying it like that." And she says, "I'll date you." And then he's like, "Oh, really? Okay, let's meet." And then she's like, "Oh no, no." She's gonna be like, "Oh, you think you're so smart?" And then she pull his pant down. And he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And then he's like, "Oh boy." And then he's there, everybody's laughing. Ha ha ha, serves it right.
And you know, Rock had a good point. The guy she was on a date for, he was there. He's the loser out of this whole thing.
He didn't. And
But that's all on him. He didn't even try to
he was
keep her.
He was
Like,
an old
all he
guy.
said was like, "No."
He was like a 40-year-old dude. What are you gonna
Oh,
do?
this was like, what is this? Like the
Dude,
the 60s?
they're all
50s?
fucking 40 trying to play teenagers. That girl doesn't look. She looks way too old to be portraying somebody that young.
I mean,
And
people
gossip,
in old
dude.
days look old.
No, the thing with men,
Don't
if they,
defend that shit.
like men, like he saw, like when he had the beard, he looked older. When he had no beard, he looked young.
Yeah, he looked like.
So either you got a young face or you don't. Like that guy didn't have a young face. The girl, she looked young actually. I don't
She didn't.
know. They were supposed to be 18, so yeah, she fit.
She looked like a full grown ass woman.
Dude, when did
Okay,
this
to you,
movie
bro,
come
to
out?
you, like 15-year-olds look like full grown ass women. So calm down.
2004. She's 40. Okay, let me just do.
She's 40 now.
Yeah.
Wow. What a timeless movie.
Okay.
So she was 23. So
and
she
then
was 23.
she-
So actually, Rook, you're fucking wrong. She's good for that role. 23, 3 years older than
Dude,
what she was supposed
she's
to
playing-
be.
Oh, she looks
she's
like a
playing a
fucking
s-
grandma.
My dude, no. She's playing a 17, 18-year-old who's going to college.
Yeah.
Like the end
Not
of summer.
18, 20-year-old going to college.
20?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how old they said she was. So I don't really know. But
Okay, look, it's passable enough. So I remember from after that, he keeps pursuing her.
well, the
He
next
meets her
time he
the day
sees her,
after.
the next time he sees her, he just runs at her
He
like,
meets
"Hey,
her
we
the
got a
day
date."
after and apologizes to her, and she still doesn't. She still kind of flirts with him a little bit, but she
Yep.
still doesn't want to do anything with him.
Oh,
Doesn't
you
wanna
know
be
she
with him.
wants to. You know she wants. Look, she made up that whole lie about being on a full schedule. She named all the stuff she has to do, but for somehow she's still out at night at Ferris wheels, and she's got time to be walking around shopping. And she said she's got a full schedule, so she's always busy. Come
I
on
think
now.
she was always busy. He just sort of caught her at the right time. So it was lucky, I guess.
No. It was destiny. They are meant to be together.
Oh my god.
There is no such
Go on,
thing
Ash.
as destiny. There's no such thing as two people made for each other.
I agree with that.
Y'all sad, okay?
Nigga, you the one who's sad, thinking about soulmates. That soulmates exist. Why do soulmates need to
Soulmates,
exist?
soulmates doesn't mean two people. Soulmates means that your souls are meant to be together. That can be more than two. That can be 3, 4, 5. It don't matter.
Yeah, any
I don't
relationship
understand.
you
I
gotta
don't
work.
understand it.
You know, people think like, you
A
know,
relationship doesn't mean two people. You know, relationship isn't just two people, right? It can
Depends
be.
if you have an open one.
It has nothing to do with open. Look at this whole thing. I'm sure. Spoiler. Later in, when he got the wife with the dead husband, hey, if he had asked, she would have joined in. Easy.
I know. I literally thought the same too. I'm like, dude, you have the perfect opportunity for a threesome. Don't blow this.
Dude,
But not
like-
everybody.
when she
A lot of
invited,
people
you
like
know,
monogamy.
when
But
she
that's not for everyone.
when she invited the girl into the house, I was like, perfect chance for a threesome. Like a farewell
That's what
sex,
we all thought.
farewell
That's
sex
what
for
we're
the
saying,
widow,
Ash.
farewell
That's what we all thought.
farewell sex for the widow, and a threesome for both.
But not
of our
everybody
men.
wants that. Not everybody wants that.
You also gotta remember, I think it was like in the 50s where people weren't really doing that. I think I don't know, it was in the 50s or was it in the 40s? They never really explained the time frame there.
Well, they had a bunch of black people dancing around a farm, so
No.
I think it's like
Yeah, slaves.
Yeah.
1830.
It was-
1830.
No, it was probably 80s because General Patton was there. So he was there during no, not 80s. I would say 40s because General Patton was there during World War II.
Nobody gives a fuck about that nigga. We're talking about the black people dancing around farms.
Yeah, so
And then
it was
all
during,
the black people working at a nurse. Every
And the
nurse
black
at that.
maids.
Every nurse when they're older is a black person.
I mean, let's be honest. Martin Luther King, all that thing happened after
Nobody
1950s.
gives a fuck.
So the time frame is correct because it happens it's like 40s. The time frame,
I
would say,
40s
yeah,
and 30s.
My dude, Martin
So
Luther
I
King.
don't think
Martin
we're
Luther
having
King.
a lot of
Don't.
threesomes in the 40s.
No,
MLK never had a threesome. He doesn't know love.
no,
He's
I'm
not
just
like that.
giving you a reference point to.
We know
just-
what time it was.
Yeah.
It's 50s, 60s. Come
No
on.
15, 60s.
Come
Get
on.
the fuck out of here.
I said 50s,
1940s.
60s.
Oh, 50s, 60s. Okay. No, it was before. It was like 40s.
I don't really give a fuck. That's got nothing to do with anything. It's about them, not the time around them. Love is endless.
Bullshit.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue the recap.
Yeah.
Then they go on a little date.
No,
with the
before
parents,
that, the
with their
guy's,
friends.
you know, she's like walking out of a store and he's like, hey. And he comes in with the dirty clothes because he's coming straight from work. Yeah, I'm sure
They
you
weren't
don't
even that
want to
dirty.
talk. I'm sure you
They weren't
don't
even
want to
that
talk
dirty.
to some guy who looks like this. But you know, I really like you. Oh, good line. I'm sure you use that line with everyone. He's like, not everyone.
He didn't laugh. Nah. Look, he said that with certainty. That was the most certain thing he's ever said in his life. That no came from the heart. That was only for her. I felt that. I felt that in here.
And
Yeah,
then
I
he
said it.
You know that whole scene? I thought they were acting too modern for the time frame. Like he's kind of
Well-
flirting like it was a '90s movies, and they're supposed to be in the 1940s.
I
The
was
whole
about to.
attitude doesn't really fit the era.
in
I was
1940s,
about
he
to
was like,
disagree with you, but then I realized how old you were, so you probably know.
Dude is like in the 1940s talking about, "Yo, girl, what's up? What can you give me your phone number?" He's clearly talking like that.
He didn't ask for her phone number. Okay.
He asked for them digits. He literally said, "Can I get them digits?"
Bro, look, people have been doing that since like
Since the 40s, since the
it's like
20s.
AD. They just say it in different ways.
They wanted the landline number. Back then, everybody.
So yeah,
had
after
that.
that,
They didn't even
she
have
gets
one.
fed up.
Yeah, they
No,
had.
they
one.
did have one. They did one.
They
'Cause
called the
the
cops. Yeah.
How long did that
After
take?
after that, her friend sets her up with the blind date with him again.
I don't even know
And
if
that's why they take the walk.
her friend was like fucking that whole movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were not even
Yeah.
They're
watching
both
the
whore,
movie.
actually.
That
Bro,
makes
she's a free spirit.
that.
She's a whore, okay?
the-
That's another
You
word
know
for
that
whore.
makes me think how bad the cinema seats are going to be if people keep doing that.
What's that got to do with seats? They're just making out.
I mean, some people would fuck as well. You wouldn't know.
Kiss with your lips, not your butt.
Okay, and then after they have that little date, they become inseparable, as the movie says. They're with each other every day.
Because of the walk. Because he walked her home.
Because he told her, hey,
You got to know her.
I'm Cookie, I'm crazy, I'm like a free spirit, I'm everything that you're not. Come here, lay down on the street.
Hey, that's beautiful. It was beautiful. That came from the heart. It's something he did that with his dad. Me and my daddy used to lay on the street. You hear a car, try not to get run over and die. And they did. And they danced in the street, no music, but he made it.
Yeah, that's the only. That's the kind of shit that only works in movie. You try that shit in real life, a girl would be like,
Bruh,
"What's wrong with you?"
Beat the
it will
shit
work
out of you.
perfectly. Like, do it, baby, take it, baby, look at baby, twerk, baby, twerk, twerk, twerk. Like, come on, all the girls would love that. But yeah, that ended, and then they went back home. Or was then they were inseparable after that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think they keep on dating until his father sees her with her, and he's like, "So is that your boyfriend or something?" I invite him to the house.
Yeah.
Invite him to the house so we can meet him, and then that's where the whole glass thing starts with the movie. We're like, "Oh, he's too poor for you."
How much money you make over there on that shipyard with the rest of the hobos? 40 cents an hour, sir. It's not much, but I'm saving it.
It's not much, Bryce. It's enough for me.
It's fucking, what's that kid from the Ghost to Christmas Past? The ghost thing?
It's Oliver Twist with the kid that says, "May I have some more, please?"
Yeah. That's him, pretty much. But he doesn't want more, because he's saving his money.
And then...
And look at and while the mom, we should get to the mom there. She's the one who doesn't want it. Because she's
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, at the time, she seems like she's bringing up how poor he is, which she is. And then the dad's like, let's change the subject. He's chillaxing.
No, because she says in the conversation right away to like cut him off. He's like, "Don't you know that she has to go to New York and live her life and leave you behind because you're poor?" Basically, that's what he says.
No, she's basically implying like you too poor.
I didn't know that.
Like you too poor to move to New York. You'll just rot here, and you cannot even afford the train ticket. You're too fucking poor.
No, she basically says to him, "You're like a poor fling. You're like a poor summer fling." Because she's going back to school in a while, so enjoy it, buddy, while it lasts, because she's gonna go away.
Beat that putty up, kid, for another week. Then you're done. Look.
So yeah, then the dad sees them and he invites them for dinner and all that shit, and then they have a fight later that night, right?
They have fights. They have fights like every night. It's tough to remember. Yeah, it's not healthy, but it's good. But they fight a lot. Like,
I mean, those two selfish people, but
fighting isn't selfish. Well, especially what they're fighting about.
No. Actually, them fighting. That's actually one of the things that I liked about the movie.
Me too.
The relationship that what's her name? I forgot her name.
Who?
Yeah.
Ellie?
I know her. Yeah.
Ellie, I think.
No clue.
Which one? Lee's the other guy.
No, the main girl. I think her name was Ellie and his name was Noah.
Yeah, Ellie and Noah. Noah's Ark.
So the relationship that they show they fight a lot, it's interesting because they show they have a lot of passion for each other. That's why they fight a lot. That's why they're very physical.
They didn't try to
show that... Because they're always fighting physically, too.
They didn't try to show that they have suddenly a perfect relationship where they understand each other and whatnot, like normally movies do.
Right, yeah. It was kind of more like they were lusty teenagers that really wanted to jump on each other and just fuck each other. She was all over him pretty quickly, you know.
But they are... Oh, yeah. but they also like to learn about each other. It was more than just the feeling of physical attraction. It was more than that. It was the people there.
Man,
You know what? At the beginning, it was mainly the guy that was portraying that feeling. She was just kind of like taking it. He was being his target at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then he was acting all romantic, and then when they got together, that's when she sort of did start loving him back, you know?
You know what's funny? I thought this movie will show tits as well, like Titanic. It didn't.
Show what?
Tits.
Say it louder. I can't hear you.
Tits.
One more time.
Tits.
Oh.
Are you saying tits?
Yeah.
You wanted to see tits in this movie?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they didn't show it like they did in Titanic.
Well, two completely different movies.
Yeah, so you're saying you wanted to see her tits. Which is okay, Ash. I wanted to see her tits too.
I don't.
I wanted to see more. For tits.
The Widow. I wanted to see The Widow, honestly.
She was good looking, I must say.
Okay, so I don't remember what exactly happened next. Then next, then they go to the cabin or whatever. Is that when that happened?
Cabin
so
in the
after
woods.
they fought and they made up, then they went to. He showed her his place, and they were getting down and dirty. Or about to.
Down and dirty, down and dirty, da da
Wait,
da 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 da.
I think I have a second note on that part.
And dirty, down and dirty.
Yeah. And then his friend came up and cock blocked him. Like, our parents are looking for the coppers. They're all looking for you, son.
I gotta know for that scene. I remember putting here the undressing scene before they fuck is bad and awkward because they just sort of stare at each other as they unrobe.
That's their first. They're in a place where no one knows there is. It's only them. This is a special place to him, and he brought her there. Remember, once they were getting it, she's like, "Did you know this was gonna happen?" He's like, "Nah, I just go with the flow, girl. I'm
No,
down."
he doesn't even say that. The guy's really quiet, and that's true. And then
Because he's into the moment.
Yeah, I know. She's the one that's fucking it up. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
The next note I have.
It's her
The
first
next
time.
one I
She's
have-
nervous. She's nervous.
The next note I have the sex scene is even worse.
It
Bitch,
wasn't
won't
sex.
just fuck up
They never
Shut
had
the hell up.
sex. They never had sex.
because she wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, she wouldn't shut up. She was like, I'm not ready, talk me into this.
So yeah.
She says to him, talk me into it, which it's understandable, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? She's so scared, Virgin, but he does a horrible job at it because he doesn't talk. He literally does the opposite. He just stares at her with his little baby eyes that he has, Ryan Gosling, and he does nothing.
Well, it's easier to say. That's easier to say to do. The words for getting somebody, like he got her to get to ready to fuck because of everything he's been doing for her, emotionally and physically. But now, actually, for the insertion part, this is the first time she's ever been that nervous. What do you say to that? Like,
Dude,
count
this
to
is what
three.
you say to her. This is what you say to her. You're like, hey, shh, 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 shh. And then you caress her face a little bit, and then you say, let's do it doggy style, because I gotta prefer doggy style. Because, honestly, this is kind of boring missionary. Really? You know?
It's their first time. It was like you said, it's like the 40s, 50s. It's their first time.
No, what they didn't do doggy styles in the 40s? I'm pretty sure they did.
Bro,
They
for
just
the
didn't
first,
call it doggy
for the
style.
first time, their first time, they're in love. Like he already said he loved her, right? Or was that later? That's later.
No, it's actually the scene where he says it.
Yeah, okay. He said he loved her. They're looking at each other's eyes. He's only looking at her. She's looking at him and kind of looking around because she's nervous. Like, come on now. They want to see each other. They have to do missionary.
Honestly, I don't blame. That whole scene annoyed me because I was like, okay, they're just gonna fuck, and then she got nervous, and I was like, this bitch is screwing everything up. Just shut up and get fucked. How hard is it? But if you take into context, she's a virgin and she was very nervous.
It's her.
I guess.
It's literally her first time, and the whole thing about he already knows her family kind of doesn't like her, so there's a lot of different factors involved in this.
Yeah. But I would say, honestly, he fucked it up. He should have, like,
He did
calmed
the
her
right.
down.
Oh no,
But
the friend kind of fucked it because they were about to go there. They were about to do it.
Yeah, they're about to go for round 2, and then his friend is like, dude, you need to get off that pussy because the cops are looking for her.
That's why he was
And-
screaming at him like, "Get the hell out of here! What are you doing? Knock first." That's why he was
I
mad.
was about to knock.
Yeah, he had the right method for her, but it took too long. I don't know if it could have gone faster.
No, the thing is, if you look at the rest of the movie, and one of the defining characters of Noah, he's very stoic. Sometimes he's very wild and adventurous, and other times he's very quiet and brooding. You know?
That's all. Literally, it only happened when he's missing her. Like, I don't even know how he got the widow. Honestly, like, he looks like ever since she left, he's been depressed. None of his letters got wrote. He was in a depression. Like, I don't know what she saw besides his face and his abs, but whatever it was,
He's a good-looking man, you know, for that era. And but like in the relationship, she's the talky one. Let's just put it like that. When they were young.
Remember the car scene later on where he's yelling at her, like, it's like you're always complaining about something, and that works, and I like it. I love it about you because I'm gonna give it back to you or whatever. We argue. That's what we do.
I remember that.
Yeah.
They are very expressive when they fight, but anyway, so after that, she comes back home, and then that's where the parents really say it to her. I love that scene, dude. That scene made me laugh. Her mom starts calling him trash.
Mm-hmm.
He's trash. He's literally trash.
And then the camera goes to Noah. Noah's just sitting out there listening to it, like, the fuck? Oh, you just hear, he's trash. He's low life. He's this little fling. He'll never be anything. And the daughter's like, I love him. And the dad's just sitting there, like, okay. Noah's like, oh damn. But he made the right. I feel like he actually made the right choice there because he was thinking about her. It had nothing to do with the parents. It was all about her.
Yep, here I got my 6 note, and it says, her mother is right. He is for trash.
Yeah,
I
he
agree
is.
with the mother.
And the way he saw it was, he wants what's best for her because he loves her, so he's gonna leave. And then that started that big fight.
Yeah. But you know, he
and
left.
Then, and then she actually says, that's when they actually say her age.
What was it?
20?
Go ahead, Ash.
20.
Okay, so she's retarded. Okay.
Yeah, but here is one thing. Like, you know, he said that he thought what is best for, but, you know, he still kept pursuing. He was, like, writing letters, working hard. Then his dad sold his house.
Well, that's also because,
and then he
remember the next day, she came to where he's working.
And you know what's weird was that they bought a plantation, but I was thinking, like, he would be the boss or some kind of shit, but that never happened. He just rebuilt the house. So it's like his dad sold his house and died for nothing. He just did nothing. He just stayed in.
He said that was his whole goal. He said that was his whole goal early on, to rebuild that house and to make it into something. He literally made it the way that she wanted it. The dad already knew that was the plan. That's why he gave him the money.
Dad was like, this fucking
and
bitch.
That doesn't have a sad ending because when he sells his house, he goes to live with him, and they fixed the home together.
Yeah.
Actually, so it worked out.
I'm like, wait, see, this Asch is a hater. He don't understand it.
I'm like, if you gotta make someone's life better, then you need to start your own fucking construction company, shit like that.
Okay, there's different ways to make people's lives better. It doesn't all around. Then
he would
value.
even get acceptance from her mom.
Nigga, the mom already accepts that nigga.
Yeah, but later on, and
She's lying to.
and-
She accepted them then.
Yeah.
She just didn't want the
We're
daughter
getting way too
to.
far ahead, though.
Sorry, what?
We're getting way too far ahead
Yeah.
of the movie.
Because
when do we not do
when
that?
you,
I mean, it's nothing unusual.
literally, it was you, Ash. It was you. Even though I carried on. But yeah, the part you were saying about you said something about the girl. What'd you say? I was saying something. I forgot what I was saying.
Well, we were talking about the scene where they,
Yeah.
where his mom is calling him trash, and she's up there, and she goes, "But Daddy, I love him," and then she goes and hugs her dad, his
And
dad,
he's-
and his dad is like, "You're
Nope.
too young, baby." You
He
know?
ain't the one.
He's
Trust
pretty
me.
slick. The dad, I like the dad. I like his dad. Her dad.
Yeah.
He's a pretty slick dude.
Bro, he ain't
Looks
even
nice,
there.
right?
Like,
Yeah,
remember
he's
when
really
the
like a
daughter
dude.
when the daughter was like, "Y'all don't even kiss. Y'all don't have fun. How the fuck
That
are you
was
two
true.
together?" And then
I like that line. I really like that line because it's true. You're like,
yeah,
you guys are not in love. You guys are not playful like we are, which is true.
yep.
It's a good point that she brought up.
But we find out why later. But yeah,
And
so
then they go outside and he's leaving, and then they have their confrontation, right?
yeah,
I gotta say that's my favorite scene in the whole movie. That little fight that they have right there, because it seemed like a really legit fight of a couple, you know.
yeah.
The
and it
how do I
shows how
say it?
young they are too.
Yeah, how do I say it? The struggle that they put him in is a little bit cliche. He's poor and she's rich. I didn't like
Yeah.
that
I mean,
that whole setup. I thought it was generic, right? But the
Yeah.
fight itself that they have, and the argument that they have, and especially her acting in that part, I really liked it because it really showed to me how she was 17, because they say her age. You're only 17. You don't know what love is, right? They'll tell her that. So that scene really shows how intoxicated they were over their love, where they would throw away their future just to be together. You know what I mean?
they did that
That's
Um,
anyways.
romantic. I mean,
It is very romantic. It's very impulsive, and it's a very real thing that happens when you
yeah,
are really in love with somebody.
yep.
Especially at that beginning love, where you're so intoxicated by it, you know, and you're making out all the time, and you're having sex
And what was
whenever
the,
you can.
God damn
They
it!
were-
You
they
know,
were only with
don't
each
talk
other for,
about
like,
that
what,
like
a
everybody
month?
understands that fucking shit. Stupid.
They were
movie.
only with each other for like a month,
common
right?
thing. It is a common thing.
Yeah, but and these two didn't even have sex yet. Imagine if they did.
No,
He would have
and
gone
that's
to New
part of
York.
the build-up. And that's part of the build-up that they don't have sex, but they're always making out with each other, like heavily making out. They're getting. I bet he fingered her a couple of times. They didn't show it, but I'm sure he fingered her. I'm sure he got to second base. Well, no, wait, fingering is third base. I don't know.
Fingering
But he
ain't a
probably-
base. Fingering isn't a base. The fuck?
Man,
That's a part of fourth base. Or whatever home
third
run
base,
is.
third base.
I would say he likes like third base, yeah, right before you slide into home.
Yeah.
And then she won't shut up about it when you slide into home. But yeah, after that, the next they have this big fight, which I really like that argument. And the next
Yeah.
day, her mom is like, "We are getting you the fuck out of here."
Before you knock down
She
a
wakes
child, before you knock down a child and end up living like a fucking poor bitch.
Which is
You wake
true,
up and look out the window.
fucking true. She's like, "You're gonna." Her mom is like, "You're gonna end up fucking pregnant if you keep this up." All right, because I see you looking at his dick. I know what you want.
Cause I want it too. Yeah. The black slaves packing their bags.
Yep.
Yes, master.
Probably
Master, I'll bring your master. I'll
Inside the
pack your
house.
stuff too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mom, she laid it on. But even after that, she still let her go to where he worked to see if he was there. The mom took her there before they left. So it wasn't entirely like her mom. Well, little did we know, she kind of understood. She let her say goodbye, or tried to.
Then she was like, hey,
Yeah.
enough of this nonsense.
Yo, I honestly thought that the friend that she told to tell him, when she told Noah's friend to tell him that she loves her,
He didn't say that.
I thought he wasn't gonna say
Yeah,
it. I thought he was
same.
gonna be like, okay, I'll tell him. And then when Noah comes, he'd be like, hey, Noah,
He was
how
like,
you doing?
he was like, he would think that I don't want to bring this guy any more pain. That bitch is better off away. Noah should start his own life. So
Yeah, and that whole conversation, he was like, look, he already knows.
Yeah.
You're leaving. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
Like, I'm surprised he actually told her.
And you know when the mom calls, like, hey, it's time to go. I was thinking, like, she's thinking, oh my god, I saved her from one guy. Now she's out to get knocked up by some other guy.
Yo, and as we find out later, the real reason she probably brought him there was to look at the other dude.
Yeah.
She was staring at him the whole time, and then when he like turned the corner, she was like, "Oh, wait, honk the horn! Get the fuck back in the car, bitch! We're leaving."
Wait, so after she says goodbye and she goes off. I don't remember exactly what comes next.
So that's the letter part, the part where he's writing the letters.
Ah, true. Thank you. That's true.
So he's like, you see him writing letters, and then he shows the mom opening and seeing them, and she's looking at it like, this lucky bitch, my man never did that, and she hides it.
Exactly. She was probably so jealous. That's true. That's why she kept them hidden. She probably used it to masturbate to them. Wily shit. She was like,
Oh yeah, you love my daughter, don't you?
yeah,
You love.
I'm not gonna share it with her.
She just crosses out a name, puts her name, and puts the other guy's name on it. Yeah, you want to see me? You love me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, take me in that lumber. Take me in the lumber mill. I'll do it.
But it's crazy. Imagine writing a letter. This isn't an email. This isn't a text. Writing a letter, paying for shipping. Back, like, he makes 40 cents. It probably costs like 10 to send that. And they're in a completely different state. Like, states.
You think that by this letter he mentions that he's like, okay, I'm running out of money sending out this letter to you, and bitch, you won't respond. What the fuck is up? Like, I'm really spending all my money to try this long distance relationship thing, and you told me to write. Didn't she tell him to write, or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. She told him to send stuff to her house. Yeah, you may be right. Yeah,
bro, I even came up with like optional titles for this movie, and one of them is like, "Bitch, check your mail." that's one of the optional titles this movie could have been called to.
Look, the first time we see her wake up in the morning, it's the sun's out, the birds have been chirping. It's like evening, it's like afternoon, and they're packing all her shit up to leave. That's the first time we see her wake up. You think she wakes up early enough to get mail?
Dude, I don't know. She didn't check her mail for a whole year.
Seriously. This guy, why would you write a letter every single day? Like, letter 36.
I understand that part.
Hey, where are you?
He was very love-struck by her.
But like you said, by the time she gets it, what if she did write back? You'd already be like 17 letters ahead.
That's true.
So it's like, hey, where the fuck are you, bitch? Why aren't you responding to my letters? Then you get one back, and it's like, oh, I just got your first letter. How you doing? And you're like, oh, ignore that letter I sent 3 weeks ago. Please. And then she's going to get
it. Not that letter where I call you a bitch because you're not responding to me. I was just kidding, honey. I was just kidding.
Oh, my dad used to say, call me a bitch when we were sitting in the middle of the street. It's something I do. It doesn't mean what you think it means. Bitch is a term of love and endearment.
Oh, right. We kind of skipped over the scene where she meets his dad.
No, we mentioned it, but it wasn't really that important.
Well, it wasn't really, yeah.
Yeah. All it does
his dad
is
was
like,
cool.
yeah.
His dad was cool and I liked him, but he didn't play a big role in the game.
He was like, I'm not old. I'm young and hip, kid. How do you do, fellow kids?
You're right. You want to come have breakfast? You want to come in and have breakfast at 10 p.m. at night? Because I'm feeling like pancakes. Of course, you're going to cook them because you're the woman.
You want sandwiches? I got bread.
You want to make those sandwiches? Get in there.
But even their normal house was nice, so it makes sense that when he sold it, they got a little bit of money. But yeah, so then after that, it's the military, right? Yeah, it's the military.
After that, I remember they show her going to college, and then they show him working in Atlanta. He goes to Atlanta with his friend Finn, and he's working on a construction. That's where he hears the radio message about going into war, and that's where they enlist on the army.
And he was still depressed that whole time.
Of course he was.
And then we get the part where
that whole part reminded me of Forrest Gump, where he's like, because he was like friends with Jenny when he was young, and then he goes up to war.
Yeah. Jenny
has AIDS. My son doesn't have AIDS, but she had AIDS and she died.
Yeah. So while she's a nurse, she said she's
guys
a nurse
skipped
because she
over the
loves
war.
something about. Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
No, war was before. Then they showed the nurse part.
Because he joined the military. Like, there's nothing to show in the war. It's war.
Yeah, that best dude died. The one who she relayed the message. He was like, Psh, that Finn.
Yeah, his best friend
Finn.
in a very non-dramatic way. His best friend was next to him. Literally, the next scene,
you know what's
his friend
funny?
got blown up by a bomb.
His name was
Like,
Finn.
we don't care about the friend.
His name was Finn, and what happens at the end of the movie? What do they write? Finn, Fin, signifying finish. His life was finished.
Yeah, nobody cared about him. And what happened to his girlfriend? His girlfriend was hot too. That Finn guy had a girlfriend.
She was probably rich too, so.
Yeah, she
Her
probably.
parents
No, that
were like,
was probably.
You're not going to end up with that bum.
Yeah, that was probably.
And then they probably got together, and then he went to the war and died. And then she's the widow that comes in the future.
No. That widow is different. That guy, that widow had what? Richard?
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah, his name was Richard.
Yeah, so she's a nurse, and she likes, what did she say about, she likes to help military people and makes her feel something?
They imply in the movie that she somehow knew that Noah was in the war because they say every patient that she nursed or she healed was hoping to be Noah or somebody that was with Noah on the battlefield. So they implied that she kind of knew that he went to battle, even though she never read his goddamn letters. So how would she know?
Maybe she still has contact with the people from where they're from, and someone said, "Oh, he went off to maybe the friend, the girlfriend." Well,
and there was a moment where they were drafting all the young men to war, so she probably assumed it too.
Yeah. Why didn't she ever write a letter back? That's a real question. Like, hey, I haven't heard from you. How are you
This
doing?
movie should be told, bitch, check your mail. Honestly, it would have been over in 1 hour. The movie.
Check your mail. Send a letter. Maybe she didn't know how to write. I don't know.
Maybe she was like waiting for him to show up. She was like the one who would wait.
Well, he did pursue her, so
she didn't.
Maybe she like being chased.
Yeah,
after.
she like only being chased after. She's like, I'm gonna let him decide what he wants this relation to be. I'll wait, and if he comes, I'll be like happy. And if he don't come, I'll be like sad. And then she finds Cyclops, and she was like, "Oh my God, a hot rich dude."
Let's get to how they met.
She meets Logan, and the nurses thing.
Nigga, that was Logan. That was Cyclops.
I'm pretty sure it was Wolverine, dude. And he's having trouble with the claws, like you can see. And she's like, "Oh, okay."
This guy made Cyclops into a Wolverine. What the fuck kind of a dumbhead is he?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just casting a better movie, okay? Logan would have been 10 times better if he woke up. It's like, "Where am I?" With his Wolverine struggles, and she's like, "Okay," and then he runs out of it.
Is this Days of Future Past 2? X-Men Days of Future Past 2. He wakes up in a medical ward of the hospital in the Notebook.
Yes, exactly.
It ends up, so you got big old Logan, all hairy and stuff, muscular.
He's like fucking 60.
And then in the future, Noah's there and he sees them together, and Noah's like, "I'm gonna go back to that widow. That guy looks tough. I'm not going back.
That guy has claws on his hands. I don't think I can take him.
That's how he gets out the cast. Is this his bone? The bones come out. So,
But yeah, that's why she met Cyclops.
They never mentioned how he got hurt, did they? I guess it was an explosion or something, but his whole
That
body is
guy?
covered up. Yeah.
Yeah.
His neck,
I don't know.
his ribs, his one leg. Oh, I guess the guy that had one leg, he was hitting on her, and she shut him down. She was like, "You got a little dick." No way, bitch. And she was like, so she went to the other guy. And he was like, "When I'm better, I want to take you out." And she's like, "Okay, sure. Let's do it." And he was like, "I'll get better for you." And then we see in the future, he did get better. He literally stalked her outside of the store shopping. And he was like, "I'm better."
Yeah, she's like in college, and when she goes out, they see like a handsome man in uniform with his car, which was all flashy, and then he's like, "How about that date?" And she's like, "Damn, Cyclops be fine."
Damn.
I think that's what she said.
You had a cast on 3 days ago. What happened? Love heals. So they're doing their thing, and then I don't think. So then it's the marriage part, right? It kind of skips forward to where he proposes to her at the restaurant.
No, wait.
No, it goes back to Noah, and then he kind of sees them meeting.
Oh,
And
back
then
from the war, and that's when his dad is like,
"Yeah,
hey, I sold the house."
Yeah, I sold the house. I'm giving everything to you. You got your money from the war. You're gonna go buy that place you wanted. You're gonna make it up. It's all for you, son. I believe in you.
We're gonna flip that house, son. We're gonna rebuild it, yeah. And then he rebuilds the thing, and then he got his picture.
No, wait. No, so he went to town one day and he saw her, and she's going to go have dinner with the guy, and that's where he proposes. Remember? He goes to the town. He sees her and he chases it. He's like, "Stop the bus!" And the guy's like, "No, we literally can't stop. We don't have the technology. You gotta wait till we get to the next town." So he just jumps out the door. And everyone's screaming, "Oh, what?" And then he just runs across the street, looks onto the window.
And Rosa Parks is at the back of the bus, like, say, I'm not going to get up. My feet hurt.
Rosa Parks was just waiting outside to get into the front seat, but they didn't stop because he jumped out. So it never happened. Because he jumped out the bus, that bus didn't stop at the next town where Rosa Parks was. She never got the chance to sit at the front. Oh my gosh. But it worked out. We got love. So he looks out through the window and he sees her and she's kissing the military guy. And then he walks away sad. And then I guess later on that night, that's when he proposes to her. And he brings the mom there. And he's like, "Look, I know you like to rebel against your parents and they want you to marry a guy like me. I'm everything they ever wanted for you. Not everything you want."
That conversation that he has with her is a little too meta. He's joking.
Like reading
the script. He's like reading the script and looking at her motivation as a character, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, you kind of want to rebel against your parents. They love me, so that's probably not gonna make you wet." He's being honest, and she's like, "No, you got me really wet, honey. I'm so wet for you right now. Like I'm just gushing." And he's like,
dude was smooth with his lines.
And you got the couple next to them, like hearing her say that, like, what the fuck is she talking about?
She's gushing. What's doing like that? Yeah, but that whole conversation is a little too meta and a little too modern to be having like in the 50s.
But he was kind of joking too. Remember, he's like, when he actually did the proposal, he's like, in all seriousness, because he was kind of joking, because that's how they talk, I guess. Like when you're, you talk differently with people like that you're in a relationship with, that you love. You talk differently. But yeah. And he's like, in all seriousness, I want to marry you. She's like, you got to ask my daddy first, bitch. And he's like, I already did. He's over there. And she turns around.
He's like, I already sat on your daddy's lap and asked him if I could marry you. And he said, go ahead, son.
Yo, when the mom was dancing, I was like, "Who's that dancing with her? Where's the husband?" And then I looked at him, like somehow his mustache got bigger and his hair changed a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, that's the dad! Oh my god,
The
I didn't know who that
the
was."
motherfucker had a Wario head. Had a Wario head. And like, is that Wario? Okay.
And the mom was so happy, but she wasn't too happy. But she was
Yeah,
happy.
because they explain it a little bit
Yeah.
earlier than that the guy has money
Yeah,
and he's wealthy.
your parents want you to be with a man like me. I'm everything they ever wanted for you.
I
They
could
made
fuck
me
your
in the
mom
lab.
right now. I could fuck your mom right now on the dance floor if I wanted.
Hey, he probably could.
He probably could, yeah.
Yeah, and she'd be like, "Write me a letter. Say you love me." So then, so they're engaged, and then it's the scene where she's doing the try on of the dress.
Oh, right, no, a little bit before that, when the narrator says, like, when he proposed to her, she somehow saw Noah's face when she said yes
Ah,
in
yeah,
her
yeah.
mind. They say that little thing. So they explain that she still has feelings for her.
And it's
For Noah.
crazy. We keep missing the future part, the part about the story, because like, I don't think the family had the kids come there yet at this point. Or is that
No,
later?
not yet.
So he's just reading her letters. The doctors come in. He's got a new doctor who's like, "Hey, don't get your hopes up. That bitch gonna die. I'm just trying to help you, man." And the black
Like
lady.
Yep. Yeah.
Remember when he was rebuilding the house? He literally the guy that was reading the book said he felt like if he rebuilt the house, she would come back to him, which is the reason
Yeah.
he never sold it. And remember that one guy was like, "I'll give you 50,000 carats for that house."
I
And
mean,
he
why
pulled out his gun
put
like,
up on the
nobody
fair?
would make a deal like that. You're fucking crazy. They'll never own this.
I mean, why would people? You know, it was funny. Like he put the house on the sale, and everybody was coming, and he was like, "No." And
He built that house.
when the price was right, Noah would find like it worth
never-
more. It's worth more.
Have you never had something that you made yourself?
But I would
that-
never put it on the sale if I don't want to sell it.
It's not about actually selling it. He only did it for her because remember,
Exactly, dude.
he's
You
never.
put it out there so she would see that the
Yeah,
house
yeah.
and go to it.
I mean,
Just a small chance.
You can just
Just a
say
small chance
later
to
on
hear
that
about
I've stopped the sale. I'm not selling. Why waste somebody's time? Just be like, oh,
It's
I'm
not a
selling.
waste.
True.
Hey, if
Yeah,
some,
that's a good point.
he never. But he
You
would
know,
never know if he
everyone
actually
would
sell.
come.
Look,
like that lady would be like, oh, you know, this house is it cost a fortune, but you know what? I'll pay for it. And he was like, nah, bitch, go fuck yourself.
this house extension of his love for her.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
give
did
a-
wanna
why
sell
waste
it.
people's time?
As soon as he
Why
fall
waste
out of
people's
love,
time?
Yeah.
As soon as he would fall out of love, he would sell it.
Dude, we understand that, but he is
No, he
wasting
doesn't.
people's
He doesn't
time.
understand that. It's not about actually selling it. It never was
Oh
about.
my god, this dumb
story isn't
motherfucker!
about
This
anyone
dumb
but his-
motherfucker is keep going on.
He's in
I said, why tell people? Like, why let people
this
see the
movie.
whole
It's about
fucking
ruining
house?
everybody's life.
Just
The
tell
house
them.
is never about them. The house isn't about them. It's about him and the girl.
Man, this
It doesn't
guy's
matter
not
if they
even
come
listening.
through.
He's not even fucking listening.
You don't even understand what you're
You're
saying.
not even
You don't
fucking
understand the
listening to me,
movie.
you dumb motherfucker.
Okay, talk. Say the same thing you said 10 minutes ago.
What
Talk.
I'm saying is, when people come, he can just be like, I just put this ad, I'm not going to sell it. And then they won't
Why the
leave.
fuck would you say that? Why the fuck would you say that?
Because at the end you won't sell.
That he
Stop
put the
wasting,
house
yeah.
so she would come.
Yeah.
But he knows he
The point is, if whenever later on, if she had chosen the other guy instead of him, that house would have been sold. He does want to sell it, but not as long as he feels that she can still be with him.
I mean, he sees her and he still lives in that house with the other girl.
Hey, kisses don't mean nothing. Just cause look, they ain't married. Remember? Whenever he's like, "Hey, you got a husband," and she's like,
Oh my fucking god.
she ain't married. Marriage is the end. Once she's married to the guy, then he's like, "Okay, I'm done." That's why he's keeping everything. Once he literally took her out her wedding gown. This guy was he was fucking sneaky. She didn't walk down that aisle. She didn't say yes.
The other guy
That's
was
all he cared about.
understanding. It would have been funny if the other guy would beat the shit out of him and then he would leave.
Everybody wants love.
I understand that shit. Like if I'm in a relationship and the girl sits me down and is like I'm in love with somebody else, that shit would hurt.
And I fucked them last night for 6 hours.
I don't know. I would probably step up.
I told him specifically that no, it's nothing to concern, and then it was something which was to concern.
All right, let's go back. We're skipping ahead.
Nah,
So,
it's
yeah.
fine. Let's just
He doesn't
fucking
sell a
end.
house.
We already been through that. Move on.
Yeah. So the wife said the governor was coming to their wedding. I feel bad for him. He's probably like, I never get invited to any weddings. I can't wait to go. And then like a couple weeks later, he's like, yeah, sorry, wedding's off. He just bought a new suit and everything.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna get these motherfuckers. Wasted my damn money.
I'm telling you, they ruin people's lives with their love. That's all they do. They're like a stampede of love, crushing everybody that gets near them.
You know that widow
but we
was
haven't.
She could have gone to Le Hammonds.
Yeah. Yeah, we skipped the part with the widow because after this is when he goes to see her, or she goes to see him. So the widow part, she comes in and they just finished fucking. And she's like, I want more from you. And he's like, I can give you more, but I'm not going to.
Psych, and then he kicks her out of bed.
It's like, I want to give you the world, but I won't. The world's gone. There's no world left for me. He literally turned into Asch in that moment.
And then she has another meta conversation. This movie has
so many
little parts when they have a meta conversation.
Yeah.
That I don't like it, dude. Then she goes like, a girl can tell where a man is looking at her and he's seeing another woman. Like, bitch, really? You can tell he's picturing another girl when he's fucking you? Like, what are you, psychic now?
Bro, he's got a painting of the other girl. He just puts it over her face while they're fucking.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't really that subtle about it. He's like, can I call you Ellie? And she's like, okay, whatever gets you off.
It's a nickname for you, Ellie. Yeah, you're my Ellie. That's my nickname for you.
I felt bad for her because I was like, she looked nice. She looked
understanding.
Yeah.
She was not a bitch. Both of
But
their couples were nice. Like that guy was nice and understanding as well, and the girl was nice and understanding. They should have probably dated as well. Should have told, hey buddy, you need a girl. I'll get you hooked up with a really good girl. She's a widow, but she's fucking good.
She'd be like, hey, my ex I used to have a hookup with, he stole your girl.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, you know, my ex stole your guy, so now we can steal what's theirs. We can be the second-hand people. Taking second.
That guy would probably shoot himself. The girl, she seemed strong, but the guy, nah. You know he bought a gun. Just after that, once she left him, he bought a gun. I was just like...
He was understanding. He was like, okay, do whatever Oh, that conversation was also nice, where he's like, what do you want?
We haven't gotten there. Calm down.
Yeah, man.
So,
you guys have wasted so much time on so much crap. Just get to the crux of the story. Main parts.
Listen,
everything is important.
Ash, listen. If we're gonna do it, don't half-ass it, okay? I hated the movie, but I saw it, and we're gonna talk to it, okay? We did it with your stupid drug movie. Okay, that movie wasn't great, but we went through the whole thing.
Even that, I was like, why the fuck? Even that, I was like, why the fuck?
You never once said that.
You
didn't say that when we're doing it.
Because I was waiting. I was like, my turn will come. My turn will come. And you just kept yapping.
You want to do it too?
That's what you do on a podcast, okay? You can't let silence while you're there over there clicking with your...
Oh my god, you dumb motherfucker. That's not what my point is. My point is, like, you don't have to go through the whole fucking movie. Like, you know what you're doing?
Yes,
you are just going through the whole movie. It's a review. It's not like you're...
Every detail. This isn't a review. We're breaking this shit down.
Oh,
We're
dude.
tearing
We're not
it
even
to
He's
pieces.
breaking
going
this
through the whole
shit
movie
down.
and basically just making fun of it.
Yeah, and not even
In a
making
way.
fun of it. It's not even good what you're doing. It's boring.
Ash, if it's so boring, why are you talking so much about it?
Because I have to keep myself up. So I'm just doing that by talking.
And Ash,
Yes.
is talking about this more entertaining than talking about the movie? It's indulging your boring because you're boring. Is that more entertaining than talking about the movie, Ash?
Yes,
It's
sir.
called being selfish. Ash is being selfish.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I said, have the decency to go through it, dude. You said through it, right?
Yeah.
But just talk about it.
Yeah, but not
Like you
every
said, we
fucking
did that for your
thing.
movie. We did that for Rock's movie. We did that for.
Yeah,
we're doing
dude.
it for this movie.
Rock's movie
It
was
doesn't really
fun
matter
to
if the
discuss,
movie's
though.
good or bad.
Rock's movie was fun to discuss. There was so much crap in it.
Did you even say anything?
Yeah, my movie was
Ash,
better
the
than this
only-
one, dude.
No. So
No,
Yeah,
no, this one was predictable, dude. That's one of the
Bro,
problems
it's
that
not-
with the
your movie was
It was
predictable. What are you talking about?
Oh, dude.
Oh, first of all the movies were predictable.
No,
except for
no.
the dog killer in Ash's movie. That's the only unpredictable part. I didn't know they were doing like a cats vs dog thing.
That's what. Listen, I hated going through this movie because I
Right.
knew what was going to happen. I knew all the adversities
Yeah.
that were.
I knew what was gonna happen in your movie. I knew what was gonna happen in this
Bullshit.
movie.
Bullshit.
I still enjoyed
Bullshit.
watching it.
You
Bullshit.
didn't know that baby was gonna die. You didn't know that shit.
You got a bunch of crackheads taking care of a baby. What do you think is gonna happen? They're not smart enough to give that crack baby
It's not predictable.
to their parents.
This movie.
They're both look, man. When you watch this movie, many movies as Ash and I have, it's hard to find an unpredictable movie.
Oh my god, you motherfuckers act like you're the only two people on the planet that watch
Well,
movies. Okay?
Out of the three of us, yes.
No,
the three
dude.
of
I
us,
watch a lot of movies. I just don't spend I just don't have a Skype group with you two talking about it all the time.
Nigga, bro, we don't talk about movies. We watch so much
Like,
shit.
niggas, like you gonna
There's too much stuff to talk about.
You think you two are special or some shit like that? You're not. Everybody watches movies.
Look.
Okay.
Speaking of special, where the fuck were we in this story?
Right. This is fucking Ash. This is fucking Ash. He's so bored talking about the movie. He starts shit with us, right? To derail us.
So
Okay.
you guys were at the point where the widow was at the house.
Yeah, so and she talked all that shit. Yeah. And we like the widow. Yeah.
You know what? Let's go to the part where she goes back to him. And she tells her Cyclops boyfriend, "Look, I gotta do something, okay?"
Yeah.
And the guy
Yeah.
is so trusting too. He's like, "Okay, do whatever you want." Like, dude,
So,
really?
We're gonna
What's your
mention.
fiance?
But what about the mom? She saw the dude. She saw Noah in the paper.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh God!"
No, not
and then
this
her
again.
daughter passed out. Yeah. And also, no one else reacted when she fell down. They just all looked at her like, "What the fuck?"
They were like, bitch got too happy.
That was stupid.
She probably
That
fucked
was-
up the dress. She fucked up the dress. They probably
That
couldn't
was
afford. They
stupid.
gotta
That
pay
was
the
like
fix
a very lighthearted comedy thing where the girl sees something and she faints.
Ne-
It's like,
Bro.
yeah.
What the fuck was she doing
The
in
person-
the bathtub with her dress in the back? Like the dress was gone. It was dead.
Well, her mood got ruined. Like that's her. Like her life flipped around because she acknowledged him on the inside, but she never actually thought that he would be back in her life.
And the
That's why she's on the tub doing some
Yeah, she
beautiful
was
foot
on
fetish
top.
shit.
the conversation
Yeah, she was.
the conversation she
Go ahead.
had at the start with Noah when she went back to see him was absolutely horrible. Like I was like, what?
We
the
haven't gotten
fuck?
there yet, man. Hold on, goddamn. Okay, so what were you saying, Rob?
No, when she was in the bathtub, she was weighing her options. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, now I got this rich dude, Cyclops.
Rich dude.
And now I got this poor guy, which has a huge penis because I saw it. I didn't do anything with it, but I saw his huge penis. And I was like, okay, do I pick huge penis poor guy or rich Cyclops guy? So that's what she was thinking in the bathtub.
Did you see what she was doing for her feet? She was literally moving that thing, the water
Opening
up and
a
down.
tap, opening
Yo,
and closing.
You know what
tap.
she does for you know what she does for Cyclops. Like she was using her feet
to
magnificently.
jerk him off.
You know what they
To jerk
do.
him off. Feet jerk off.
She
job.
probably put her dress on with her feet.
Feet job.
She's jerking off like she's a
Feet
monkey. She's a orangutan. Jerking
Oh,
off with her
is
feet.
feet job a thing? Like hand job? People give hand job. Do they give feet job?
Yes. Well,
Yes,
foot.
they do, Ash.
Yes.
Wow.
Same principle.
I'll try that out when I'll get a girl. I'll be like, can you give me a feet job?
You'll try that on who? Yourself?
No. I'll ask a girl, like when I get in a relationship, to give me a feet job.
Listen, if you're into feet and if you're really into feet,
You love that scene.
she
No.
will probably go for it.
Hand job and
Yeah.
feet job. I'll try both. I'll be like, which one is better?
Well, hand is automatic. Like that's like a
Hand's better, and hand jobs suck too. The best one is the blowjob. Really,
Oh.
so don't settle for anything less.
Nah, I don't want
You're right.
that.
You're right there. But
I don't want
you can
to
your
kiss
hand.
a mouth that already had my dick in.
You need a hand that goes in the back. You know.
Listen, Ash, when you're gonna have sex, you're gonna realize sex is nasty. It's no time to be picky. But if she's sucking your
is.
dick, listen. So if she's sucking your dick and she goes for a kiss, don't deny her like a jackass.
No,
okay?
I'll ask her.
Because you're
I'll ask her
older.
not
Oh
to
my
give me a blowjob.
Okay, you realize you're putting your penis that a pee comes out of, into where her pee comes out of.
Yeah,
Right.
that is
exactly.
fine. That is fine.
Well,
Those
maybe
are two.
where her poop comes out of. Her poop might maybe use a poop hole too.
I'll ask.
Hey, you might have to lick her ass too, and that's where she poops
Oh
from.
my God! Never,
Hey,
never,
she
never,
might have
never,
to do
never,
yours.
never.
You are such a prude, dude. You're gonna be that guy with a miserable wife that you're never gonna fuck your wife right if you're so prudish about this.
You're gonna
Okay.
be like the parents in this movie. Like
Yeah.
she's happy, she loves her husband, but
I mean,
you know, there was better
If she
dick out
wanted
there.
something in the ass, I'll put that beads thing on.
You're gonna put beads in her butt?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I'll fuck her.
And
Right.
fuck her.
Okay. So let's go back. And then she goes, and then she tells her fiance,
husband.
she's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I gotta go back."
He's in a meeting too.
Yeah,
That secretary is terrible. Like she knows he's in a meeting, and she's like, "You have a guest." She doesn't even say who it is. She's like, "You got someone coming to see you, sir." She just kind of barges in too.
no.
Like
No, I
he's in a
think-
meeting. Let her wait.
I think she says your whole wife is here, and then he says what? She's like, "Your wife is here."
Oh, I was confused when you said whore. I thought you were talking about the other girl.
So, yeah,
I
then
don't paint
she goes
anymore.
back.
I don't paint anymore. I wanna paint. Then go
Oh yeah,
paint.
that's what she
Okay.
says.
Then go paint.
I don't paint anymore. You know what? That line bothers me because if I were him, I was like, "How is that my fault?"
Yeah.
I was mad
go
at my
paint.
fault that you don't paint anymore.
No,
I was like,
I would
just
think.
like, what do you want me to do?
I would think, why the fuck is she telling me? I mean, it's something that she can do. It's not like nobody is stopping her. Like, hey, don't paint.
But the point was she never told him that she liked to paint. Like she liked to paint when she was younger.
Yeah, so he said that. You
told-
have never told me about that before. If you want to paint, go paint.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't give a fuck, go paint. But she told Noah, she never told him. That's the point, you know?
Because she stopped painting when she met him. So there was nothing.
But
to
she
say.
remembered when she saw Noah. All her hopes and dreams
Yeah.
when she was younger, it's like the things she liked
But
to
how
do,
the fuck am
they
I
all
going
came
to
flooding
know?
back.
I
That's why she passed out.
no.
All that information came back
No,
into her
if
head.
I am
She was
I'm
like,
Cyclops, how the fuck am I going to know that? Okay, that's what she meant from this painting fiasco.
well, that's the
Exactly.
point. That's the point because she never told him
Yeah.
because she doesn't get that same feeling with him.
I mean, so
enough to
he
tell
would
him
be like,
that
okay,
kind of secret.
she must have painted when she was a kid or something, and her parents would be like, don't paint, get a job or some shit like that. He could have thought that way as well. Yeah.
Don't paint. That's for poor people.
Yeah.
You make 30 cents an hour.
30 cents an hour. That's what we make while shitting.
You want art? Look at this. Drops the deuce.
Her parents were like, "Do you know of a single female painter that's famous? No, you can name one. Then don't be a fucking painter. You need money." It's like,
That's what the mom said. The dad was like, "It
I
ain't
love
for you,
mom in
honey."
the movie.
It ain't for you.
Honestly,
It's for poor people. Go hire a
I
painter.
forget what the mom done with her.
Rich people don't paint. They get painters to paint them. He probably would have said that.
That's probably what the dad
Yeah.
said. Like, it ain't for you, honey. We got money for that.
Yeah, somebody will paint for you.
You can pay me, Papa. Nope, you're trash.
I never loved you, honey. You were just a burden. I love your brothers because they were not a burden, but you were. You whore.
I'm pretty sure your mother cheated on me. You're not my daughter. I don't care what you want.
I'm fucking the slaves on the side. I didn't want to come out and say it like that, but I am.
He's got some thick slaves behind him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got some meetings to go do in the office.
And he would tell the slaves, "Can you give me a hand job? I haven't had sex with my wife for all these years." And he's like, "How do you have the kids, sir?" "I don't know. Miracle of Jesus."
And that other lumberyard worker that you just see him driving away from their house.
And he's like, "I don't remember hiring that guy. What is he doing at my property? Huh? Excuse me. Excuse me."
He's fixing our pipes. He's fixing my pipes.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
she goes back and to him,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's
I
like,
heard you fixed the house up.
"No, dude, he doesn't even respond to her. She has to crash her car for
He had
him
like
to say, do you want
had
to
a beer in his
Yeah.
hand. He literally had a beer in his hand. He was waking up off a bender like,
He was like, "Is this
fuck is
real?
she doing
Am I
here?"
seeing things?" He didn't even thought it was real until she rammed it into his fence.
yeah, she's a terrible driver. Holy fuck! Like,
That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I said he has like a brooding stoic personality. Because
Well, he-
when
he is drunk, too.
she visits him, she's like, "Hi," and he's like, he doesn't say shit. He
That's the
just looks at her.
but
And
that's
she's
the
like-
woman. That's the woman who didn't respond to 365 letters, and left him.
One farewell letter including.
You'd be shocked.
In 365 including the farewell letter.
Yeah. 366 letters. This dude, bro, his hands probably tired. No wonder he built that house himself. He had like, no longer writing to her. He had the energy. But yeah, she's a terrible.
So he invites her inside after she crashes her car. I don't know if he paid for his fence, but he should have paid for his fence.
She won't.
He
She's a
invites
spoiled.
her-
She's a spoiled girl. She's like, "Go fix it, honey. You can do it. I'll watch it."
He literally built a house. He can build a
Yeah.
fence. Like, hey. She could have drove through the door.
Yeah, and he would have been.
He-
I'll build it again.
He wouldn't have said a thing. He'd be
She
like,
would have burned the
"You want some
house.
food?
She would have.
"You want some food?"
She would have burned the house and be like, "I just want you to restore it again. I'll watch."
3 years later, that's when the mom comes down and be like, "Your father told him." So what
We
happened?
actually-
They go eat.
Yeah, they go eat, and then he's all quiet again. And that first day when they meet each other again, he's very quiet. So, and they kind of reminisce. They reminisce a little bit about
And she
their
and she
relationship.
acts like, she hasn't done anything wrong. Like she just carelessly shows like how she moved on and stuff like that. And she can see him surrounded by beers and living alone in the fucking empty house.
And they both
No.
make fun of the husband or the fiance's name. Because remember, she said his first name and then he guessed his whole name. I guess he's actually pretty big, I guess.
No, yeah, because his parents, he comes from a rich family that owns cotton. So that's
slave
how he
farmers.
knew.
Okay, slave farmers. Okay.
Cotton.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do that, and then she goes home, and he asks her to come back the next day. He's like, "Come back in the morning. I know you will."
Yeah, he's like, "Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna blow your mind away with some ducks.
I'm gonna
It's
show
gonna
you
be
some.
mind blowing."
I'm gonna show you some shit you never seen, girl. Just come back. So she gets back to the hotel or inn or whatever, and then the husband's like, Hey, I've been missing you, girl." He starts simping over her, like, "I've only called 637 times, but you finally answered." What's worth more, a phone call
Which
or a
is
letter?
surprising
Oh, God.
because she wouldn't even pay attention to the letters. So why would she pay attention to phone calls either?
Well, it's a loud ring.
She
And
does not pay attention to anything, like the whole empty house, him drinking beer with a beard, and just brooding away. She didn't pay attention to any of that. She does not pay attention to details.
She really don't.
She didn't even
And
see the
it's so
fence.
weird.
She didn't even see the fence and just went over it like boom.
If there was a scene where like someone got stabbed, she'd probably not even see it. Like if they got stabbed right in front of her while she's talking to them, she'd probably be like, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow."
And they would call. Oh, he must be calling somebody else, or she must be like, "Oh, this guy's after me. Why am I so popular? Why do guys always want me?" And then she would just keep on walking.
Oh, it's good. Low key, she bad.
She dumb.
Like real low key.
And then right, he takes her out on the boat. He's like,
Oh.
"Come on!" And there's
Yeah.
and then he shows her ducks or swans. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure what they
I
are.
think it was ducks.
Right.
And
And
he's
that's
like,
all it.
they're-
Let's really. Go ahead.
He's like, they're supposed to be migrating, but you know, they stop here for this specific moment. Cause I kept them in cages for 6 years, waiting for you.
But you know what's funny?
Then it rains.
All it took was a couple of ducks for her to completely forget
And
about her cyclops.
Rain
girlfriend.
as
He's
well.
like,
In the
"Oh my
rain.
God,
Rain.
these ducks
The
are
wet,
making
rain.
this all day."
the wet look.
Yo, I remember when he was like, "Meet me, come back in the morning." She literally comes
one
back in the
question,
like
one
towards the
question,
evening.
One question.
That's why it's nighttime when they leave.
One question. What's
Go ahead.
like if you fuck in your bedroom or if you fuck in your bathtub, which is more sexy, or in the shower room?
Listen, dude.
Out bedroom's common, so shower
Shower got the wet look.
shower's no
Shower
fun.
Shower
give
got the
you-
wet look.
I'm gonna give you my unpopular take. I hate fucking in the shower. I hate showering with anybody. I
It's not
shower a
safe.
couple of times with my girlfriend, and it's fucking uncomfortable. She's over in the front, fucking all the water, and I'm
you
out the
actually
I mean,
shower?
you got a small shower
you-
room. You need a
Yes.
bigger
You're not
room.
supposed to actually shower, bro.
We
That's
did
the
we
point.
did it in the shower, and I didn't like it. Honestly, it's just an
I
uncomfortable.
mean, you
situation
got
for
a
me.
small
I
shower
agree.
room. That's why.
Nah, come on now. He's got room.
No, he's right. I got a small shower.
Yeah, see?
But that's not the point.
But yeah, it
That's not
shouldn't
the
matter.
point. It's not like we were climbing on a bucket because I'm so poor that we have to shower on a bucket like fucking redneck.
What about
Right?
What about
No.
bathtub?
I mean,
It's even worse because there's
That's
no
hard.
room for two people in a
Yeah.
bathtub.
you need a big tub for that.
Yeah.
Because if you have a
Yeah,
normal tub,
Probably a jacuzzi
Or
pool.
something like that.
You can get a jacuzzi tub and fuck it.
why would you fuck in a jacuzzi?
What?
You know, you gotta
It's-
clean
it's
that
my
out. You're gonna have to
option
clean
for
that.
Fucking in the shower.
You're gonna have to clean that. You know
Yeah,
that.
I know that.
Manually clean
How
that
how
yourself,
about you
because
get
there's
the
cum all in it.
inflatable like a pool kind of thing and then fill it with water
Nigga.
and then fuck?
That's smaller than a tub.
No, bigger one. You get a big one, giant, triple XL size.
So when the kids come jumping in it after you're all done, then what?
No, before you have kids. Like
No,
that
some
was
random
that-
kids.
Holy fuck! Why would-
Like some neighborhood kids see a pool and they're like, "Yeah, let's go jump in it," and your cum's just floating in it. Then what?
then I'll tell
Anyone finds out,
then I'll tell them, oh,
you're a sexual predator.
holy fuck! I'll tell them that
You
they're
are.
bathtub soap.
Okay, so then, right? Then, that part we were at. Shit, right. Then the second day he's showing her the ducks. She's like, "Oh, how did you know ducks make me so horny?" And she's like, "I knew." And so
Then it
then it
rains.
starts to rain, and then it did. I hated this part. Then it starts to rain, and then she starts laughing like a maniac, and he starts laughing too, and you can hear the music build up, like they're having a quirky romantic moment, and they're just getting wet in the rain. Like
Hey.
it seemed really forced, like
She's
they were
laughing,
having a romantic connection again,
Dude,
but it seemed really forced.
but she was laughing because she was already raining.
she laughs at
But
whatever.
she can hide it
whatnot.
now. She can hide it
She
easier now.
laughs at the worst jokes ever. She just laughs.
But you gotta
You
remember,
have to speak
before they
and
left,
she will laugh.
before they left to go there, he even said, "We got to go quick because it's gonna rain."
She
Yeah.
was laughing when he
And
was
they were there the
drinking
whole
as well.
day.
She just likes to laugh.
Really, one thing I hate, literally, they left. He said, come in the morning. They left in the morning. They come back and it's midnight. When they come back to the house, the sun's gone. It's not even raining anymore. The sun's gone. And this
So
happened
when they
again.
come back to the house, they go back to the port, and she's like, "Why didn't you write me?" And he's like, "I wrote you every day for a year."
365
That thing wasn't
letters.
romantic at all,
One
dude.
day.
How did she
one
respond
letter a
again?
day.
Yeah, how did she respond to that?
She didn't even respond. She was like, she stayed quiet,
She-
and then they
Yeah.
go inside.
She was like, really?
Is this where they fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
And
where
they
actually
they
fuck.
had like wild fuck. It's not like your...
Well, the first time was like 2 minutes, and she's like, I've been waiting my whole life for a 2-minute fucking. Wow. And he's like, deadbeat tired. And he's like, I want it again. And he's like, okay. Come up,
Yeah,
little man. It was literally like 2 minutes. That means Cyclops is doing like 30 seconds. Because she was impressed.
Right. She's like, wow, a whole 2 minutes. Wow, that was amazing.
They literally
We did
didn't.
missionary. They fucked so lame too. They did a missionary for 2 minutes. She was blown away. How sad is that?
Yo, what did Cyclops do? Did he just put like. What would Cyclops be doing that she's impressed by that?
He would just lie down. He'll be like,
Oh.
you just jump up and down. And she would be like, oh, it's fun.
I think he just bends over and he's like, put it in, honey. So she never actually felt
Beg me. Yeah.
the first peg. It's the cotton peg. Named after Mr. Cotton.
But listen, that part, even though it's again cliche and they sleep together, kind of shows why she prefers Noah over the. I don't even know her fiance's name.
Lehman.
I forgot.
Something like that.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna call him Cyclops. Okay. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
that's why you Cyclops. But
One of the things that they really portray in this film is that they really have a sexual connection.
Yeah.
Her with Noah, and that's why she keeps coming back to him because they fuck like crazy. So they
That
have
was
good
the first
sex.
time. And that was the first time they ever had sex.
No, but even when they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the beginning, they had a really intense sexual chemistry.
yeah,
That was one of the reasons why she was so crazy over him, and they were so
shows
crazy
kinda-
about each other.
It shows as she gets older, it changes. So it's intense in their relationship.
I was telling
It started out
I
by
was
kissing.
telling Chaos that moral of the notebook is if you are hot, you can get a rich girl.
It's not about hot, man.
That's true. That's the same thing with Aladdin
Yeah,
and all those films where the guy is poor and she's rich.
The Aladdin movie was terrible. Disney, shame on you.
the animated one,
It wasn't that bad. Come on.
The live action
Yeah,
one.
live
like
action
live
one with Will Smith.
I saw it. It was great, dude. Okay.
What the? It's 8 out of 10. Face ass.
No, not really. 6 out of 10. It was better than this movie. Okay, I'll say that.
So this movie is 5.5 out of 10 for you.
Bruh,
Yeah, this
y'all-
movie's
y'all
fucking-
crazy. Y'all
I'll
crazy.
give it a rating later at the end, but let's get to it.
I'll
Okay.
gi-
So they fucked all night. They fucked all night, and she woke up on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's sleeping, and she's like touching him, like, I want another round. Fuck me again. I even fuck like this
Another
since,
round.
since you made out with me when we were kids.
What
And
a
Yeah.
life.
They should have just panned back to her
What a
fiance,
beautiful life.
like just looking worried, and then zoomed in, on his dick.
Very sadly, like, I wish I had my fiance was here. And then that's where he says, you want something to eat then? And that's where they hear a knock on the door, and it's
Yeah.
the widow. She's like, hey, what's up? What's
And
up, buddy?
And he's like, look. And she's like, it's her, isn't it? A woman can tell when you're thinking about another person when you're looking at my face.
Like, I literally saw you two fucking through the window, okay? You're in there with her. And then
You never put blinds up. I've been watching for
Man, they
7
could have
hours.
shown threesome. I would have watched it.
yeah, that's the part where he could have had a threesome. But this guy, like I said, he's so quiet.
He's
Even
he don't
women
want
are
a threesome.
from him. It's like, what do you feel inside? He's like, he doesn't say anything. He just gives them a look like,
But you gotta remember, he also loved her, but he loved the other girl more. That's why when he said he didn't want her to go talk to her, and then she comes busting through the door like, "Come on in. See that? You want to see where we fucked on this table? Come on in. This is my house now. It's my man."
Yeah, and then they have dinner, and at the end, the widow's like, "I can see why you like her. She actually has a personality.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a
And she
boring
get-
cunt. You
And
made the right choice."
She gives me hope. She gives me hope for falling in love again.
And you know,
That was bullshit,
and I
though.
was thinking, man, widow is
Oh.
way better. Go for the widow. Fuck the girl.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Same.
I was like, yeah, go for the widow. It's
The
less
widow was hotter.
complicated.
Yeah.
The widow was hot, but she was only with him. But she was with him, but she was never the focus of his. Remember, he even told her that. She was never going to be
Yeah.
number one
If
with him.
Cyclops sees the widow,
just wanted to
Cyclops
be
gonna
loved.
be like, why the fuck I wasted my time on that bitch girl? This widow, she's damn good.
Honestly, the widow probably got probably when the widow left, she probably like crashed into a tree and nobody noticed.
Yeah. And then they would be like, this hot lady
So-
lived in the neighborhood. How the fuck none of you know?
You know, we
No.
really skipped over the old people part. Well, all of this has been happening. They've been showing the old couple, and
They
they've
keep-
been showing that the women had
Alzheimer's.
she doesn't have Alzheimer's. It's
Dementia.
senile dementia, which
Yeah,
is
same
something
shit,
that
same
my
shit.
it's kind of the same thing. It is kind of the same thing, but that's something that my grandmother suffered through, and I actually lived through that. And it is true. Their minds keep
Her grandmother
slipping into the
would
point.
see Rock and be
Is
like,
it like,
who are you?
50
Who
First
are you?
Dates?
Why are you coming in my house? You
No,
thief.
no, listen, that's
And
true.
then-
My
and
mother,
then Rock
my
was
grandmother
like,
didn't
I'm your
recognize me.
grandson. I'm your grandson. No, you are a thief. Get out of my house. I'll call cops. And then Rock just left and cried.
No. The thing is, it's true. Listen, my grandmother had dementia, and she didn't recognize me or my mother when we took care of her. But she was a very passive elderly lady, so she didn't get violent when she didn't. She didn't know what was happening around her, but she wasn't violent or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this Ellie girl, she gave Noah a heart attack even when she was old. So she didn't stop making him suffer.
Right. So yeah, they basically portray that they're telling this their story when they were young. They tell about basically she has dementia. That's all you need to know really from the old part.
And the kids came by the kids should be there by this point.
Oh, right. Yeah, the kid should be coming in around this point, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I'm
Yeah,
happy
one
to
of-
meet you."
I think they came
The
before.
son was named Noah Jr. We find out later the son was named Noah Jr. That's why they never said his name.
Yeah.
And then she hugged them all. Even the little kid, the kids were trained to not say, "Hey, grandma."
Yeah.
Like, good job. Normally, kids would be like, "Oh, grandma, whatever." These kids were like,
Trained.
"Hello,
They were
lady.
like, yeah.
My name is Doormat." Oh, what a lovely name, Doormat.
It's
My name is
responsible,
Doorbell.
though. Listen. It's very responsible how their family treated her. Because listen, even if your grandmother has Alzheimer's, you don't treat her like she's some fucking stranger.
But you saw the kid.
Wait. I actually realized why they treat her why she was a stranger. It's because she got really upset if you try to come up to her and she doesn't know you.
You notice?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you? Help me!
me.
They come to help her. Hey, I don't know
Yeah.
you either. Get the fuck out of here! Help me!
Where is my papa?
Everyone-
Where is my papa? Where is the guy? Where are the
Yeah.
servants?
But you saw how the kids were when after she left. After the black lady dragged her back to her room, she's like, "Get back here. Let's go to your room, girl." Once she left,
Yeah.
the kids were like, "Why are you staying with her? She don't fucking know who we are. Fuck that
Yeah.
bitch. Let's move on. Come back home with us."
That was so.
But it probably happened when they were young. It probably happened when they were younger, so they don't really have a relationship with her.
Or maybe they just gave
Well,
up.
yeah, and they're fed up. They're fed up with her dementia
Yeah.
bullshit. They really
They
are.
really
They're
are.
like, why do you keep going through this? And it's like, because I'm a simp. I've been a simp.
Yo,
I made a whole house
And-
for her. Do you think I could not stay here? I fucking built the house for her. Just reading the same story again and again every fucking single day is easier than
And
fucking.
like,
Yeah,
like
he flat out tells his kids like, I don't love you, I love her. Okay, it's about me and her, not about you. Okay.
he's like, that's my girl. Like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't want to be here. Deuces. But yeah, remember the part where they were like, why are you living here? He's actually living there.
Yeah.
So it may be his house. We don't actually know, but that may be the house he built. But that would mean that it was a lot bigger than it looked because they have like a lot of people.
Nah,
So
he was just living there for like assistance.
You know how much he's paying? He's paying for her to stay there and for him to stay there.
He's paying.
But he also had a heart attack, so maybe I don't know. Maybe he's there for medical reasons because it's not like it's like an old folks home, but he's also there for health
And the
reasons.
kids are rich. The kids would be like, "Come home, Papa. We are tired of paying your fee as well."
Right.
Okay, so now let's go back to when they were young again. Where did we left off? She hooks up with him.
Yeah. Again. He gives her a note saying he's going to go get something, and then the mom knocks on the door and she answers it naked. Like, what the fuck? She's painting. She's painting naked. She's painting with just her pants on. Out in the wilderness, she somehow doesn't hear a car come up, and she goes answer the door with bed sheets around her.
Yeah.
Making it look like she just got plowed.
Yeah, and this is where I took another note in the movie, and it's like another possible title for this movie is "Mom Was a Whore Too."
Hey, it was a nice realization though, because that's the closest they've ever been.
In all these years.
Because remember, the daughter tried to kind of pushes her away, and then she's like, "No, I
didn't
understand
like that,
because
forced.
I did the same thing too."
Listen, her change of heart seems really forced and really out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like,
same.
But
I was thinking
the whole movie she was against it, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Listen, I did the same thing." So
but look at it.
No, I was
saw-
thinking. Let me speak first.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you okay?
Motorcycle gang, you know how it is, dude. They're calling for a minute.
It sounded like someone was saying something, like a ghost.
Yeah, so
Like,
so I was thinking like what she was going to do, what she was going to say. If I would have stayed with that guy, I won't have the house. I won't have you. I won't be rich. I'd be living like some poor old girl. But
her parents
the same conversation too.
Remember, her parents were already rich, so it wouldn't really matter.
But the way she talked, she was like, "Oh, sudden change of heart." I was like, "What is she going with
it wasn't that sudden.
She saw her.
Yeah, Chaos. Stop justifying.
It came out of nowhere. It wasn't organic. It wasn't organic Chaos. It was
the last time we saw the mother, the daughter passed out after seeing the picture. And then she tells her that your father.
I mean, if she was that
told
understanding,
Cyclops about this place and about Noah.
And
then all that stuff probably came back to her, and she didn't want to force her daughter to have to marry someone when she's conflicted like that.
Yeah, so she would just make her go through the trouble and.
No, she may not want him to be with him, but she doesn't want her to marry someone.
But
she
yeah,
doesn't
one
love.
thing
like
was
said,
nice. She kept the letters. I thought she would have just thrown it.
I thought she
like I said, she masturbated to those letters. She's already sick of them. They're probably from a squirt already.
Mom.
Okay, they're gonna be a little wet. Sorry about that, honey. But here's all the letters.
Mom, why are these open already? Why are these open?
And why are
They're
they sticky?
Mom. They're sticky.
Look, she didn't even need. You know that rope she tied it with? They didn't even need the rope. It was all pushed together. It's like, how are you carrying that?
When she carries on.
Also, the dad lost all cool points when he told the fiance. He probably was like, "Hey, my stupid daughter, she's with another man in a house he built, and they used to fuck all night. I called the cops on them once for you, son."
Yeah. I thought she was with a Negro boy, so I called the cops. But apparently she was with a white guy. So.
You know that little kid that Noah was dancing with at the farm? You just see him walking by their house every day. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So then the mom,
Mom.
grabs him to the, and then she says, "You look at that. You see that guy right there? I almost, I was, used to fuck. He was pretty good."
Hey.
And then she goes, then she cries, then she says, "But I love your dad, okay? Like, don't get me wrong, but he has
I
such a
love
small dick and his Wario mustache. It's hard to get used to it, but I love your dad, okay? He's like the love of my life."
And then she's probably like, "Hey, remember that little park you used to walk through as a kid? We used to fuck on every bench out there for days, for hours. But Grandpa gave me a choice. Either I stay with him and be poor, or I marry your father and be rich. But I love him."
And her reaction to this, and they didn't. This is one of the things they didn't talk it out like in a healthy way. Her reaction to it was like, "Oh, mom," and she hugs her, and that's it. And then they go back, and then she goes back to her fiance, and.
Oh, hold on. Before we get to that. But look, that's like the closest this whole day they've been talking. The mother's telling her stuff she never told her or anybody. I'm sure the dad doesn't even know about that guy. They're getting closer as that day goes on further.
You know what I like is like Chaos is quick to point out. Like if you point out a flaw, Chaos will be quick to defend. He just loves this movie like shit.
Yeah.
I'm not defending it. I'm just making a point.
Other movies,
like,
other movies, he would act like a dumb fucking
one-sided.
retard, and he won't get anything.
I'm not mentally retarded or dumb.
Her whole change of heart was forced, and it was made. You can clearly tell it was made for the story to fix itself.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't say. Yeah, it was made to fix itself, but it wasn't forced.
It was.
The mother realized. The mother looked back at her life and what she went through. It was made to fix things, but it wasn't forced. Come on, the mother had the same experience, but she made a choice. And she wishes that she could go back and marry that hope with the big dick. But she can't.
Mother started thinking about the guy when her daughter said, "Do you even sleep with dad? Do you even hug?"
See, that's why when they left the town the first time, the mother was just in the car looking at him like, "Oh, I can see that dick through those pants. Oh my goodness."
Yeah, okay, so her mother gives her a choice. She's like, okay.
Do whatever the hell you want. Live like a poor bitch. We'll support
Yeah, make your
you.
choice, but just she wants to make sure she's thinking it out.
She didn't need her mother's approval in the first place anyway, because by this point she was a grown-ass woman.
But she wanted it, because look, that's the closest she's ever been with her mother. Through all that stuff with Noah, her mom was always there.
Yeah, her mom was ready to have threesome with her daughter
Oh,
and
literally.
Like when they were in the house before he repaired it, the mom was in the room too. She was in the back room watching.
Listen, I could reduce that scene to this. You're a whore? Oh my god, I'm a whore too. Let's hug. That's literally
Let's
it.
have a threesome.
It's
Let's
whore
have a
bonding.
threesome with
Right.
Noah.
Yeah.
Let's have a threesome with Noah. Make a hentai.
That's not how hentai works. Threesome isn't hentai. What?
Wait, how do you make it right? Why would you say hentai?
That's like common
This
stuff.
nigga. Yo, when Ash is married, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, honey, I want you to make me to a hentai."
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a hentai, girl. We're gonna hentai all night. He's gonna throw the blanket off the bed. I'm a hentai you.
Can I draw you and come over your picture? I prefer it that way for some reason. Just harder to me.
Yo, he's gonna marry a girl that knows how to do that the stuff on the computer. It's like, yeah, make a picture of you naked, and that's fucking yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting so hard now. Yeah.
Oh my god, you're so hot when you're a cartoon. In real life, not so much. But my god, you're hot as an anime. Oh my god.
Yo, make my dick bigger. Make it a little bigger. A little bigger.
And she's like, no, bigger. No, bigger. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah, this is hentai right there. Yeah. Gonna have a
Give me
full
2 dicks.
signature.
Give me 2 dicks. Don't question it. Make it bigger. I'll make bigger. More bigger.
I don't have any room left on the page. Bigger.
I said hentai because there were a lot of stories where like the guy just fucks the kid and then the mother and then fucks both.
Listen, Ash, we know why you said hentai. It was a Freudian slip. It's because that's all you watch, okay?
It's a joke. It's a joke.